Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of That Figures, the show where we talk about action figures and all the things that go along with them. We did WWF LJN Series 1 and 2 over the previous 2 weeks, so we're gonna get into Series 3, the 1986 line, and this is a big one. First line was pretty decent, second line had 5 figures, and now we're into 17 and 18 if you count the SD variant. So let's get right into it. Let's start. There was a nice line of managers for the first time. So we're going to start right here with Bobby the Brain Heenan, and as you can see, he is pretty beat up, but this is the guy I've had since December 25th. That's right, Christmas Day, 1987. I got Bobby the Brain Heenan. I got a bunch of wrestlers that day, and that really beefed up my federation, because going into Christmas 87, I had 2. And on that day, I probably got 5 or 6. So I really beefed it up and started having some nice events. So here's Bobby Heenan. I don't have the swirls. That's the guy I got in 1987. Here is his card, Bobby the Brain Heenan. And of course, here is his poster. So card, poster, and figure right there. Bobby the Brain Heenan. We're going to keep going with the managers. Let's just do this top line over here. We've got Jimmy, Mouth of the South Hart, who I got on March 16th, 1989 at a store called Woolworth. Here is the figure. Here is his card. There's a good shot at that. And let's get the poster. Jimmy, Mouth of the South Hart. I'm so happy that I was able to keep track of the days I got them. Sometimes I wrote down the store, sometimes I didn't, but I do have most of them the days that I got them, which is how I can give you the dates on when I got them. So here you go. Jimmy, Mouth of the South Hart. Alright, that brings us to Classy Freddy Blassie. Here you go, with his cane. Again, this is the figure I got as a kid. Now, I originally got Classy Freddy Blassie on October 3rd, 1988. I got him from somebody, a trade, buying off my friends, buying off a classmate, something. But eventually, I was able to buy a brand new figure, which was May 4th, 1989. I got Classy Freddy Blassie. Here's the card. And here's the poster that used to hang up on my wall, just like all the other posters. So Classy Freddy Blassie. Alright, next up is Captain Lou Albano. Here you go. Now, interesting with this. I got him originally from someone, a classmate of mine. I have it written down. I even wrote down his name. I'm not going to give that out here. I got him on December 6th, 1988. But this is not the figure I got on December 6th, 1988. I eventually, I believe, traded that off or sold it to a friend because I found him in the stores. And in 1989 sometime, he was in the stores and I was actually surprised. But if you look, here we've got the card. And I could tell you that it was definitely Toys R Us. I do remember that. I do remember it being Toys R Us. But I was shocked that Captain Lou, who hadn't been in the Federation for about 3 years at that point, was up there. But the interesting thing is that the poster it came with is like all the other 88s. And that they had it in French. And it says Grand Toys down there. So apparently Grand Toys re-released Captain Lou in probably 88 or 89. But I got him sometime in 89. So there's Captain Lou from 88 or 89. Not an original run, but it's kind of cool. Alright, that brings us to our last manager that was released, but not the last one that was released as a manager, and we'll get to that in a second. So that is Mr. Fuji. I got him on May 6th, 1989 at a store called Playworld. There he is with his cane. Again, these are all the figures I had as a kid, the accessories that I kept. Mr. Fuji. His card. And his poster. Alright, that brings us to Mean Gene Okerlund, who was released under the manager line. He wasn't a manager, but he was released under the manager line. I'm not exactly sure why. I guess because he wasn't a wrestler. So they released him under the manager line. He is pretty beat up. There, I tried to color him back in with pen. I got Mean Gene on January 29th, 1988, about a month after that Christmas where I really started getting wrestlers, and I got him and the ring that day. I remember that day. I got Mean Gene and the ring at a store called TSS on Long Island. I don't know what the TSS stands for. I'm sure I could look it up, but I haven't. But that's what it was. TSS, January 29th, 1988. And here you could see he's got the yellow border like all the other managers did. And in fact, on the back, it says MA, and it obviously said manager. So there is Mean Gene. Here's his card. And here is his poster. Mean Gene Okerlund. Alright, now we're going to move on to the wrestlers that were released that year. We've got, well, if you follow LJN, you know that there are two different SD Jones. Now, I want to make a point to talk about this one right here, because this was my second wrestler ever. I had Rowdy Piper that I got shortly before or shortly after WrestleMania 3, because I was convinced that you were never going to be able to get him because he was retiring, and I begged probably my mom to get it for me. And then months and months later, sometime in September, I believe, is when I got this SD Jones. Here is the card, because it's only my second wrestler, so I didn't I didn't know what to do, so I cut around everything, okay? And I also have the original poster for that SD Jones, and here it is. All purchased sometime in September of 1987. So that's this SD Jones, right? The red shirt one. I'm going to put this down for a second. And we're going to go to the yellow or tropical or Hawaiian shirt SD Jones, in which I also have this card. And I even wrote on it new right there. And I got him on December 5th, 1988 from a store called Cheap John's. It was sort of a, a bargain outlet type of store, Cheap John's. And here is the poster that came with him, and I even wrote on there, let's see if you could see, there, right, where is it, there, very faintly it says new, so I know that that was the new SD Jones, and you can see, there's a price tag on it, and I don't know how much I got it for. Looks like I might have got it for $2.97, I'm not sure, definitely 97 cents. And it looks like it was a 2. That was crazy. So there you go. SD Jones in the tropical yellow Hawaiian shirt, whatever you want to call it. SD Jones. Alright, next that brings us to Tito Santana. I have no record of when I got him. I looked through my book, unless it's there and I'm missing it. I don't see, but I'm pretty sure I got him new. Because I do have the card and the poster, which isn't positive. That means that I didn't get it off of someone, because I do have some figures that I bought the figures and then later traded for the posters or bought the posters or the cards, or or traded for them or whatever. But I'm pretty sure I got him new. So here is Tito Santana. Here is his card. Here is his poster. Again, I don't have a record of when I got him, but I'm going to say it was definitely 88 or 89. I could probably look back and see when he first entered the Federation. Okay, I quickly checked my record books, and he made his debut in my Federation on October 4th, 1988. So I either got him October 4th, 1988, or a day or two before that. So here's Tito Santana again. Card, poster, figure. Tito Santana. All right, next is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I can't find a date that I got him, but I did see his debut, which was right before my SummerSlam 88, and I kind of kept them in line with the actual events as they were going. So sometime, and I don't have a date on the event where I have written in his debut. There's no date on that. So it's sometime right before SummerSlam 88. So here we go. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. His card and his poster. Obviously a little torn off there. But this is definitely mine. I know just because I don't have a date, because I'm the one who, I used to cut the cards out like that. Because I had these crazy scissors that were like, made those marks. And a lot of my cards are cut out like that. Little interesting things that you remember. So there you go. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And alright, that brings us to the living legend of wrestling, Bruno Sammartino. I know when I got him. December 25th. 1987. Again, like I've said, I had Rowdy Piper, I had the red shirt SD Jones, and that was it until December 25th, 1987, Christmas, when I got Hulk Hogan, Bruno, Corporal Kroschner, Bobby Heenan, Sheik and Volkov. I think that's it. Those who I got. But I know I got him that day. There's his card. There's the poster. Like I said, Nassau Coliseum. I wrote that on all of them. Especially the first wave of figures I got. He actually held the Intercontinental title in my federation. Again, like I said, I had Piper, SD, Hogan, Bruno, Sheik, Volkov, and Corporal Kroschner, I think. So I only had like 7 wrestlers. So yeah, Bruno got a run with the IC title. All right, next on the list is Terry Funk. And these are mine. These are all mine from when I was a kid. That is his branding iron still there. That is his hat still there. I got Terry Funk on July 15th, 1988. There he is. Look at that. Here is his card. And his poster. So poster, card, Terry Funk, figure, right there. Alright, let's keep moving along. Alright, that brings us to the next tag team I got. Christmas 1987 saw me get Sheik and Volkov in a tag team set. But Christmas 1988 saw me get Davey Boy Smith, the Dynamite Kid, the British Bulldogs. Christmas 1988, these are the guys that I got. These are the belts that came with them. I had taken them off and used them, and, you know, they didn't always have the championship, but I put them back on for this video because that's where they came from. So there is the Bulldogs. Now, interesting thing with the Bulldogs. Unlike the other, where you still got a Sheik and a Volkov card, this was just one card. Dynamite Kid, the British Bulldogs, Dynamite Kid, and Davey Boy Smith. I'm not sure if you bought them separately, if you got separate cards, or if you got this card on both, but I do believe they were available separate. You could tell it was the tag team set. And then also the other thing is that these is the Grand Toys release. If you look right there, the Grand Toys, it's also got it in English and French. So this poster was the Grand Toys release. I don't know if Grand Toys always, in fact, I'm pretty sure Grand Toys had always released them in Canada, and these were gotten from, I think my mom ordered them from the Wrestling Ring. You can see old magazines, old non-WWF magazines that used to advertise the Wrestling Ring. It was a store that, or a mail away or something like that, but it was always selling wrestling. And I know Christmas 88, my mom got them all from the Wrestling Ring. So I'm not sure if they just sourced them from Canada or if LJN was slowing down and not releasing them by 88, but that's the ones I got. Here you go. Davey Boy, Dynamite, here's the card. Here's the poster. The British Bulldogs. Alright, let's keep on going. Back here, we've got Jesse the Body Ventura. I got him on January 1st or January 2nd. I'm not sure. 1988. Shortly after that Christmas of 87, where it really started to beef up my federation. I have it written in a way in which it's a 1 and then a 2's over it, but I don't know if it's a 2 and then a 1's over it. But it was January 1st or 2nd, 1988. Here is the body. I know he got a run with the IC title as well. Eventually, as I got more and more wrestlers, I retired him off and he became strictly an announcer. But at the beginning, he was always running and gunning for that IC title. So here is Jesse the Body. Card and poster. Alright, that brings us to who at that time in my life was my absolute favorite wrestler. And that is the Macho Man, Randy Savage. I got Macho Man on February 2nd, 1988 at the Genevieve's drugstore. It was sort of like a CVS. I believe maybe it was a New York or a Northeastern chain. I don't know if it was throughout the country, but at that time, we definitely had them. It wasn't just a drugstore. It was also sort of like a convenience store as well. So there he is. Again, got him on February 2nd, 1988. As you could see, after that Christmas of 87, I started getting a bunch of figures in January. I kept getting them in February. I really, over that next 6 months to a year, really beefed up my federation. So there is the Macho Man. And here's his card. And here's the poster. With the sticker, like most of the others. And again, guys, as I keep saying, these are mine from when I was a kid. I held on to them. A lot of toys of mine got thrown out. A lot of toys either I got rid of or my mom got rid of or something. But I made sure I always kept these in pretty decent shape. And I always kept track of them. As I moved from one place to another, they never got thrown out. These were probably the most important toys of mine as a kid looking back. There you go. Macho Man. Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Alright, guys. We got 2 more figures left. One of which was part of that Christmas 87 haul. I am talking about Corporal Kroschner. Again, I got him, Hogan, Sheik, Volkov, Bruno Sammartino, and Bobby Heenan that year. And so that was a nice little haul for a kid who only had 2 figures going into Christmas 87 to get that little haul. So there you go. Here's Corporal Kroschner. Here is his card. Here is the poster. Years and years later, I found out there's variants of Corporal Kroschner. There's a clean shaven, which is what I have. There's a stubble and there's a full beard. Apparently the stubble is just the full beard figure with the molded beard on, but not painted. But this is the only one I have. It's the only one I'd ever saw as a kid. None of my friends had any of the others. They all had this one. So, Corporal Kroschner. Alright, and last but not least of this quite large line of figures this year is the magnificent one, Don Morocco, or as he's put on here, just the Magnificent Morocco. Here you go. I know there's also variants on the font that's used. I'm sure different factories use different fonts, but there you go. There is the Magnificent Morocco. Here is his poster. Poster's right there. And I got Morocco on September 4th, 1988 at a store that I believe the store was Alexander's in Roosevelt Field Mall. I remember that day. I remember the figures I got. I got Coco Beware, Outback Jack, Jake the Snake, Morocco. I upgraded my Brutus to a new figure. I think I got Ted RCD. I got a bunch. They were like $5. A friend of mine had gone. He had told me, and I begged my dad. I was like, Dad, you got to take me to whatever store this was. And he took me. And then, so I believe it was Alexander's, either in or around the Roosevelt Field Mall. So there is the Magnificent Morocco figure, card, and poster. All right, guys, so that wraps up the 1986 or Series 3 line of WWF LJN action figures. Let's take another look straight through to see what we went through. We had Jimmy Mouth of the South Hart. We had Bobby the Brain Heenan. We had Classy Freddie Blassie. We had Captain Lou Albano. We had Mr. Fuji, the devious one. We had Mean Gene Okerlund. We had Special Delivery Jones. That's the one that came with the tropical shirt. Here's the figure I have for the red shirt. Who else we got? We got Tito Santana. We got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Bruno, the living legend, San Martino. Terry Funk. The Dynamite Kid, Davey Boy Smith. The British Bulldogs. Jesse, the Body, Ventura. Randy Macho Man Savage. Corporal Kroschner. And the Magnificent Morocco. Again, a very heavy line for 1986. 1987 is no smaller. In fact, I believe it's also 17 figures. Although this is 18 if you count SD Jones twice. All right, that just about does it for this episode of That Figures. Please let me know in the comments. Tell me stories about your WWF LJN memories, your stores that you remember always had them, or that you got them, or some odd stores that you didn't think would have them and you walked in and they had a random one. Like I got Macho Man at the Genovese drugstore. Any stories you have, I would love to hear them. Tell me if you remember when you got them. Tell me what titles you put on what figures. I would love to hear all of it. Next week, we're going to keep the LJN love going. We're going to hit the 1987 line, and which is also a big line. So until next week, have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.